accounts, contacts, and contact roles. In this block, we have seen all the different participants that can take place in a process. We have seen all the different options where the participants are employees. And now we're going to see the participants when they are external users. In the accounts family, we store the information of all the external companies we have a relation with. This relation is possible through contacts. In the contact records is where we store all the data from the different contacts. These contacts can have one or more roles, depending on the responsibilities they have in the company they work for. For example, contact 1 can be a representative, director, IT director, and gardener. Contact 2, the accountant, and contact 3, consultant and trainer. We can assign to the contacts as many roles as we want. This will allow us to mass assign to all the contacts that hold a specific account role. For example, we could send the task to all the contacts that are consultants. For this, we will have to create a contact profile. We will see this later on. A contact can have several roles associated. An account cannot have more than one employee with the same role. That is to say, an account cannot have 2 IT directors, but an employee can be both a consultant and an IT director. How we designed this record. We are going to see where and how can we design the account and the contact records. We can do it the same way we have been doing it with the family of records and the processes. We create the terms in the dictionary of terms, and from there we bring them to the panel or the record. Once we have the terms in the class of processes or in the families of records, we can add them to the forms that are used in each of them. Let's go to structure now. Accounts and forms. Here we can create a new form. Okay, I'm just going to copy an existing one. Okay, let's modify a couple of things. So first I'm going to change the name of the form. I'm going to call it Account Record Demo. I'm going to change the background. I'm going to add a blue color. And in here, we can see here assign classes. We can assign classes. So when the external user goes to the portal and open the record, if they belongs to the clients one, they can see a different account record. Okay. This, we can choose also the access. Okay. All external users via the URL or automatic. If we want it all to access the same record, we will choose this option. If we select automatic, then depending on the class they have assigned, they will see one record or another. They will see the record of the class they are assigned to. Okay, so save and exit. And let's modify the form a bit. First of all, I'm going to remove some of the fields here. So I'm going to remove size, turnover, and relevance. And I'm going to add a term here. So add fields. And I'm going to add one called category. First, I'll check if I have one already created. Yeah. So just select, selection, and bring it to the form. And I'm going to add it here. So let's save and exit. I can also modify the grid. So for example, if we go to filters and columns, I could add or remove any of them. So for example, I could remove this one, postal codes. And I could add the telephone. Okay, so it's quite straightforward. So save and save. And let's go to the contacts form. And again, copy an existing one. And let's modify a few things here. First of all, I'm going to change the name. I'm going to call it Contact Record Demo. I'm going to assign a class. It's going to be clients. Save and exit. And here in define columns, I'm just going to add a field. Maybe send email and telephone. Accept selection. Save and exit. And save and exit. So if I go now to family of records, accounts, and we go to contacts now, okay, we can see that the elements we added, send email and telephone, are not here. This is because the contact grid that you can see from the general account page, contacts, yeah, is a grid that contains all the contacts from all the companies. That is a lot of information, so it is optimized. So the grid is fixed. We cannot change it. The grid that we can change is this one. So if, for example, we go to supermarket and we go to contacts, okay, this is the grid we can change, okay? Because we can see here, we have telephone and send email, which are the options we just configure in the grid. Okay. Let's go now to have a look at the new account record we have just created. Okay, we will need to log in as an external user, and it will need to be from the clients class. So let's go and find a contact and an account that belongs to the clients class. So for example, supermarket and external user, Lara Ruiz. So let's go to the external portal, Lara Ruiz. And if we go to account, we can see, okay, category, that is what we just added, okay? Well, we can see categoría because it's the language for this external user is Spanish, okay? But we can see the form we just created. If we log in now as an external user that doesn't belong to the client's class, for example, Ali, that belongs to IT consulting, we will see that the account record is different. So if we go here, we can see that the form is different. We don't have category here. It's a completely different form. Okay? Once we have learned how we can modify the accounts and contact records and their grids, we can move on to learn how to create the contact roles and how to assign them to the contacts. For that, we need to go to structure. So dictionaries, roles, and I'm gonna go to contact roles. Create role. I'm gonna create one. Sales representative, continue. Save and exit. And another one, that's gonna be marketing manager, for example. And save and exit. And how do we associate these roles with the contacts? We just need to go to the accounts family, okay, in family of records, accounts, and go to the right account. So for example, supermarket. If we click on contacts, we can see all the contacts for this family. Here I have Sarah Young as representative. I'm going to add another role to her, and for that I need to go to roles in her record. So if I go here, go to roles, we can see it has one, the representative one, and we are going to add a second one that's going to be sales representative. Accept, save and exit, and we can we have it here. Okay. Now let's go to add to another account. So IT consulting, for example, let's go to contacts, proceed, and for example, let's check Anne Lee. So she has this role already. So we're going to add the marketing manager one. As we can see, it can have 2 or 3 roles if we wanted to, but I'm just going to leave it like that now. So save and exit. And save and exit. As you can see, it's really straightforward. Okay, we just need to create the role first and then assign it to the contact. Let's go now to Aura Portal 1. Okay. And you're going to assign Paco Vera a role. Okay, as you can see, he has no role yet. So we're going to add, so I don't know, purchasing manager, for example. As we can see, we cannot choose representative here, okay, because it's already taken by Wu Li, okay? There's someone already with that role, and we cannot have 2. We cannot have 2 contacts with the same role in an account, okay? So accept, save and exit. Now that we know how to modify the records, organize the accounts and contacts, create roles, assign them, etc., now we're going to see how to work with the external users as participants. So, save and exit. Let's go to my tasks. Okay, and if we go to general settings, to the external task, okay, and we go to the appointed performer, we can see that we have several options. Okay, we have star message creator. This is not possible as the star message creator here is an employee and the task must be performed by an external. So this would be silly, really. Then we have the option profiles and the option panel. Okay, we will see the option profiles later on. Now I'm going to choose panel. Okay, and here I can choose an account prefix. So this one. And save and exit. If we go back, for example, and we go to star message creator, okay, as I said before, it cannot be because the star message creator is an employee and this is an external task. So the system won't allow this option, okay? So we get a message saying option is not available, the execution type of the message star form and the class of task are different, okay? So as I said before, I'm going to choose panel and the account prefix. And save and exit. And save and exit. I'm going to add some data here. So type of user, external. And in external, I'm going to go to the prefix field, okay? Choose an account. In this case, I'm going to choose Aura Portal. And then a contact. So Paco Vera and save. If I click on CTAS recipients external, I should see, okay, that the task is going to go to Paco Vera. So let's see what happens now if I don't add any contacts. Okay, so save. And if we go here now, to see task recipients external and proceed, we can see that the task is not going to be sent to Paco Vera anymore, but to Wu Li. And this is because he's the representative, okay? So when we don't choose a contact, it sends it to the representative. And what would happen if there wasn't anyone as the representative in the account? So let's go to the account. Okay. And let's remove Wooly as the representative. Okay. And save and exit. So if we go back to the process, see task recipients, we can see, okay, that now we don't see anyone here. So if I go to reports, so now we can see that the system does something different. So for example, if there's no representative, okay, then the system doesn't send the task, okay? It will only send a notification so we know that the task hasn't been sent, okay? So if we go to my tasks, we have a notification, okay? An error has occurred when creating the personal task external task. Performers of the type defined in the class of processes have not been found. Okay? We have seen now that when a task is sent to an account prefix, okay, and how does it work? So the task is sent to the external contact, we select. If we don't select a contact, the system will send it to the representative of that account. And if there's no representative, then it won't send the task, but it would send a notification. So we know it hasn't been sent. Okay? So let's go now to choose a different type of appointed performer. So for that, we will go to Structure. TP2, appointed performer. And I'm going to choose panel, but instead of the prefix, this time it's going to be a family element. Okay? We know that in a family element, we can choose more than one. Okay, in this case, as there are accounts, more than one account. So save and exit. And let's go to my tasks. Start a process. Type of user external. And in this case, we're not going to use the prefix, but the family element one. So add accounts. And as we can see, in the prefix, we can only choose one, but here we can choose several, as we mentioned before. So I'm going to choose supermarket, or a portal, and IT consulting, and I don't know, Aldi. So accept selection. We have the 4 here. Okay. Remember that this one means that is the main one. So this one will be the one that we see on the form. Okay. Although we are sending it to this 4 in the form, this will be the one that shows up, that appears. So if we want to change it, we can change it easily here. I don't mind now, so I'm just going to leave it like it is. Okay. So let's check who receives the task now. Okay. To check the recipients of the task, I just go again to see task recipients, external, click on proceed, and we can see, okay, that is going to be sent to the supermarket contact Sarah Young and the IT consulting contact Ann Lee. We don't have here the Aura portal, and that's because we won't have a representative. That means that the count doesn't have a representative. Okay? So let's start the process and go to reports. And we can see here now, okay, that the task has been sent to Ann Lee. Okay? As I mentioned before, when we send the task to more than one person, we cannot see all the people the task was sent to from here, from reports. Okay, for that, I need to go back to my tasks So if I go to see task recipients external and proceed, I can see that the task has been sent to Anne Lee and Sarah Young. Okay, that they are both external users, and it's because they are the representatives. So if we go to Anne Lee and we go to the tasks, we can see here that we have received the task. It says task performed by external users, correspond yes or no. We're going to put yes and finished. Okay, and it will disappear from here. The task, as we said before, would have been sent to Sarah Young as well. Okay, so when Sarah Young finishes the task, the process would be finished. Now we have seen how it works when the participant is an external user, and when we choose an account prefix, and when we choose a family element, and the differences. Now it's your turn to do part 3 and 4.